and welcome to Level Up, powered by Leadway. I am a.k.a. your host. On Level Up, we bring some of the biggest and brightest stars in their fields to enable up and coming talents navigate their way through success. It's about to be a very fashionable episode today as I'm joined by some of the brightest minds in the fashion industry. My very first guest is luxury fashion designer, popularly known as Veekee James. Hey boo!
Hi.
She's my friend, yes. And of course, we're also joined by Damilola Oduyeru of Dami Clothing. Hey Margaret, how are you doing?
I'm fine,
so do you want me to
thank
call
you.
you Margaret or Dami or Damilola? How would you like me to call you?
Damilola.
Dami, high five. You have to push that brand. That's the first step. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're
Veekee,
welcome.
back to when you decided to become a fashion designer. At what point did you decide to venture into that line of business? Was it also inspired by the fact that your mom is into that line, or why did you decide to go into it?
Okay, so whenever I tell my fashion story, I do not always forget to include my mom, because growing up, my mom was a tailor, and I've always known how to sew and design clothes because of her. But I did not think that this would be something that I would be going into in the future professionally, because I was into so many things. I was into hairstyling, makeup, I'm sure you already know that. But it was when I moved back to Lagos after school that I decided to take this to the next level. And yes, I'm going to say that my mom was like a big inspiration, but also I feel like, and I know, rather I know that I have like a God-given talent in, the fashion thing. So yeah, that's why I chose fashion.
Awesome. You chose fashion, or fashion chose you?
Chose me, actually.
Dami, at what point did your love for fashion and designing, at what point did it begin?
So, okay, back in school, I started with makeup. Then,
Now you know.
so I started with makeup, and then when I finished school, I was like, wow, Dami, I'm the kind of person that when I pass by a boutique, I'll be like, hi, Dami, you have just 5,000 in your account. Are you sure you can buy this dress? And I'll be like, I don't mind buying this dress. I'll buy the dress. So then I said to myself, you can't continue this way. You need to go to fashion school, learn. If it's something you really love, learn, and then build yourself. So I went to fashion school to learn, and then I started from there. And it has been good so far.
Awesome.
Nice.
Talking about your break in the industry, I mean, you're obviously not where you started from. I remember that place
course,
in
yes.
Magodo, Veekee. They will come 5 a.m., 6 a.m. But how would you describe, your break into the industry to becoming the brand that it is today? What would you say, what would you give credit to that is responsible for that big break, and how did it happen?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to give credit to God, because, it's been God all the way. So I'm going to give all the credit to God. But also, I'm going to give some credit to myself.
Yes.
Through God's grace, I've been able to push my brand by being very consistent with my work. I always say that consistency is the only way that I made it, that helped me. So, yeah, I think that was just it. Okay, so aside, just doing the normal making clothes for customers and all of that, I developed the habit of doing a lot of photo shoots.
Okay.
So what I did when I started fashion professionally was taking up the habit of doing a lot of photo shoots. So when I'm like the #1 model for my brand, I'm sure everybody who knows Veekee James knows that I'm like the number one model for my brand. And most people don't even know that I'm the owner of the brand. They just think that I'm the model of the brand. So sometimes when they come and they're like, are you the Veekee James? Wow, I thought you were the model, you're so small. So yes, that was like something that really helped my social media presence. And I feel like social media really helped push my brand to the level that it is at today. And I know that the reason why that was possible was because of the amount of photo shoots and advertising and money that I put into building the brand. So yeah.
So what they say is true. You have to make money to
Yeah,
get
you have
money.
to spend money
Spend
to get
money
money.
to get money. You have to
Yes.
spend money to get money.
Exactly.
And would you say it has really paid off so far? Because there are so many fashion designers out there watching this or listening to this right now, and they're like, oh, shoot is expensive. I can't really
Yes.
afford it. But from your own story and seeing how, you know, you were so invested in, that was something that I believe a lot of people know you because of the pictures that we used to see on Instagram.
Yeah.
They were like picture perfect, and
Yeah.
you know, obviously you want to look like that, you want to patronize the designer. Would you say it's actually worth investing in?
So I'm going to start from the fact that I've always been a picture person. If you follow me from Facebook back then, even my throwbacks were a hit. So I've always been a picture person. I've always, like, it's just like something that I was born with, you know. Even when I was doing makeup, I always take pictures, you know, do makeup on my face, take pictures and post it. I've always been a social media advertising person. So I feel like that's why it was easy for me to start off that way. I mean, I know that it might be hard for most people to start off like that because it's really not easy. Sometimes I'm doing photo shoots and I want to faint. But because I know that this helps me, this helps my brand, I just keep pushing. So, like you said, photo shoots can be very expensive. I remember when I just moved to Lagos and I was doing a lot of photo shoots. At some point, I started using expensive vendors, you know, like the likes of a.k.a, Beyonce, and you know, like those expensive hairstylists. Most people used to say bad things about me. They used to say things like, this one is just showing off. Why is she using expensive vendors? How much is she making for my clothes? But they don't actually know that sometimes I invest about 200K to 300K on a photo shoot. And after I post a picture of that dress, I would definitely make times 10 or 20 of how much I spent. Yes, that's what they didn't know. But now I see a lot of people doing that same thing. I'm like, okay, so you guys can see that that is actually working. So yeah,
awesome.
it actually really helps.
Thank you. Damilola, what are some of the challenges you faced so far in the industry?
As for me, it has been the old shoot thing, because when I look at Veekee James' jobs, I'm like, hey, how is she doing it? Like this photo shoot, there are lots of money for you to do a photo shoot. I'm like, how is she doing it? So with what she just said now, that it's actually paid. So I think it's something that I can also start up with, because
you should.
Because I tried doing it a few times and I see myself spending like 300,000, and I'm like, no, I can't cope with this. I definitely can't cope with this. So,
and sorry for cutting you short. You see why I mentioned that when I spend 200 to 300K and I make times 10 or 20 of that price that I spent, it wasn't like that when I started. So you guys don't think that when you spend money on photo shoots, you must make money. At least for the first year I moved to Lagos and I was doing photo shoots, if you remember, I was posting back to back, at least once in 3 days, and they were all professional photo shoots. So these were like, okay, when I work, I use my profit to do these photo shoots, and I don't get my money back. But I still kept pushing because my vision was clear. I knew that I was born for this. This is, you know, even if I wasn't sure, I just wanted to risk it all. And it worked for me. So don't think that once you start, and don't think that you just start making that money. No. Definitely. You have to invest. You have to pay the price.
Because there are a few times that I've done photo shoot, I don't think I get to have a return of times 10 of the amount. I don't get that. So is it that after the photo shoot, you have an advert placed on them, or what exactly?
Okay, so after the photo shoot, I post on social media. So if you post good work, so when I started, a lot of these fashion blogs started posting my work. The likes of Asoebi Bella were actually the first people that posted me. And I remember when I used to tag other blogs, nobody ever posted me until Asoebi Bella posted me. Everybody started posting. So it's just, when I started, I was like, nobody is posting. But I kept posting. And when Asoebi Bella posted, everybody started posting. It was the time. I was like, God, this is the time. I can see like all my sweats is coming to life. So yeah, it's just post on social media. Social media helps.
And also, I must add that interacting with your audience on social media also really helps. I believe it also worked for you in growing your brand. You see, interacting with them makes them see you more than just a designer.
When I started fashion professionally, I said, I don't want to do this like everybody does it. I want to do this in a different way because, you know, I have a future that I foresee. And I was like, if I'm a fashion designer, my mom was a tailor because she just sews. Bring any style for her, she just sews. As a fashion designer, you're meant to create designs. You're meant to be an artist. So that was why I set that rule that I do not copy designs. So even up until now, I still try to force my clients to make other designs, even when they want to copy my designs. I'm always like, and they'll be like, no, Veekee, you're the one that sold this one. I want this. I'm like, okay, good. So yeah, I feel like that was also what helped me, because today, if you see like a lot of people in fashion who follow me, they follow me because they say that I inspire them. And I'm very grateful to God for that.
How do you advise that a young designer, you know, grows and evolves in this industry? You see, we have new styles. Imagine we have people recycling styles that we had 100 years ago, and it's really difficult balancing, finding your niche and staying true to yourself. But how do you advise that in the process you are growing? I mean, you have grown. You are not where you were 3 years ago. You're not where you were 2 years ago. What are some of the things that you think younger designers can put in place to ensure that they are growing and they're becoming bigger and better at their profession?
Well, I'm going to use myself as an example. So there's some styles that I did 2 years ago, styles that I did last year, even some styles that I did 3 months ago that I cannot do again right now. Because, so it's normal when I drop a design, just give it 1 week, it's already everywhere. And my clients are already like, no, I don't want this dress again, Veekee. So some of my clients that come and say, oh, when I started the whole structure thing, some of them were like, oh, Veekee, I want structure. 2 months to their wedding, they're already calling me and saying, Veekee, no, I don't want structure again. Think of something new. So you see, I feel like my clients also help me, because before they come to me, they can already see that, oh, this girl is creative, she's talented, you know, she comes up with designs every day. It's just like, it's very easy for me, like I said. That's why I said I always give all the accolades to God. So I feel like as a fashion designer, if you want to stay in the fashion business and if you don't want to be forgotten soon, you have to be consistent with designs, because I mean, fashion trends come and they go. There are trends that will come, that are classic, and in 30 years time, someone can always bring out that design and wear it, but that happens not all the time, and it's always very rare. So I feel like as a fashion designer, if you want to stay in the fashion business at the top, you always have to come up with designs.
Sure. Dami, this next question is for you. I'm handing over this to you to ask Veekee one question that you probably always dreamt of asking someone that is up there in the fashion industry. And today, thanks to Leadway and Level Up, we have that platform. So all you have to do is ask.
Okay, so I think the very question that has always been on my mind is that when a client comes and says, okay, this is a dress I want, how do you try to prove to them that, okay, I am capable of making this dress? In terms of pricing, that's what I'm trying to say actually. In terms of pricing, okay, whereby you tell them, okay, no, this dress is 150K, and they're like, no, I can't pay more than 40K. I'm like, ma, this dress is 150K, and you know what I'm going to deliver to you. So how do you try to convince them and tell them that, okay, you can actually do this, and it is 150K you're going to stay on, and you're not changing your mind?
Okay, so you see, I've had some students in the past that when I ask them, what's up, how's your business going? When I see them after, they finished learning from me, I'm like, how's your business going? They're like, they're not paying well, oh, this one. I'm like, they're not paying well, how do you mean? Or when I say it's 50K, they will say they cannot afford it, or there's 30K they want to pay. I'm like, okay, so when they say it's 30K they want to pay, what do you do? They say, I don't have a choice, now I'm looking for money. So that was something that I never did. When I say my price is this, you have to pay my price. Even if I'm starving and I cannot eat. Thankfully, I used to be a jack of all trades. So if this one is not working, I move to the next. I've never been the kind of person that you can force to accommodate your price. So that's something that you have to take on. And it's not going to be easy. But trust me, in the process, your customers would adjust. And I think what also helped me is the fact that people could see that, oh, this girl is talented, So when they come and they're like, it's expensive, Sha, but I know it's worth it. Because they already know. So if they've come once and before the second time they are coming, they know that they are not coming to price. So they already know. You have to make your customers know that. If you know that this is the price you want to take, and you know that it's not extra, like it's not ridiculous, it's reasonable, stick to your price. And they'll come around.
Moving on to the next question, which is about multiple streams of income. You mentioned something about if clothes is not working, There's always if the design is not designing, there's always something else. What would you advise, young budding fashion designers who are just venturing into it? I know, yes, it is very sustainable, but it's not every time that we have the highs, we have the lows as well. What would you advise that they do in terms of multiple streams of income?
Okay, so something I already know. When I came to Lagos, I used to I was doing makeup and hairstyling in Uyo, and I told you when I came to Lagos, I decided that was what I was coming to Lagos to do. It was when I came and saw that everybody I knew was already doing makeup. I said, let me just try this side I did not think of before. And I did not experience running different businesses, because immediately I started fashion, it wasn't too long. Just about 2 or 3 months I stayed with my mom in Ajegunle. I moved to Magodo because I started making money and I just grew passion for it. I swore all my life I was never going to go into fashion professionally. But when I started making money, I just grew love for it. So, I mean, I don't know. I've never experienced running 2 businesses. It's just now that, okay, I've structured my brand in a way that even if I'm not available, Veekee James would still be running. I'm thinking of, okay, what else can I do? I've not even figured it out. So I really don't know how to advise anyone in that area. But I'm just going to advise that if you know that you love fashion and you know that you are creative and there's something in you that you can give to the public, the sky is big for everyone. No matter how much fashion designers we have in Nigeria, you definitely have a lot of customers. So if there's a way that you can really, really, really push your brand to the extent that you would not be needing to think of doing other things right now so that you can concentrate and make money from the business, I think you should do that.
Thank you. Dami, I was about to move into the next segment, but my spirit just said, just tell Dami to sell her brand in 1 minute.
Okay, so my name is Damilola Oduyeru and I'm the CEO of Damilola Clothing. So we're into ready to wear, bridal wear, and ashwebi, mostly ashwebi and ready to wear and bridal wear actually. So
I'm available to sew your clothes. I am available. Bring those clothes.
I'm available to sew your clothes any
Yes,
day,
girl.
anytime, from Monday to Fridays actually.
No Saturdays.
So we don't work on Saturdays.
Okay. I'm no refund
At all.
High five. Thank you very much. Very quickly, we'll go on a break, but when we return, it will be time for RRG. Welcome back. This is Level Up powered by Leadway. I have my incredibly talented fashion designers, Veekee James and Damilola Clothing here, and it's time for RRG. Veekee, when we caught and went on the break, you were asking me, what does it mean?
Please, what does it mean?
It is rapid response games.
Oh.
I'm starting with you. You have 3 seconds to answer. List 4 items every fashion designer cannot do without.
A measuring tape, a measurements book, a phone, a good phone, an iPhone.
4.
Their account details.
You just like money.
I like money.
You know how you will know that a designer has made it when you don't yet approve. I hate measuring tape, not approve. I say, Veekee has left Magodo. Veekee is on the island. Yes. Demi, you have a lemon green fabric. What 3 colors are you combining it with?
Orange, black, and pink.
Awesome. We have those colors here. Let's see if you are truly a designer. Okay, Veekee has orange. Move closer. Pink.
I have pink.
Yes.
Where's black? Your hair. Veekee is mine. Now look at these 4 colors. Will you wear it?
Yes.
Maybe there's a way she wants to do it.
She wants to go wear it. Damn it, you want to design it on Friday night. How are you going to combine it? Tell me.
Okay.
Color pop, yeah.
We could do the skirt and then the lemon green will be the skirt, and then the top can be that.
The orange.
Yes, the orange. And then for black, the black will be a blazer, and then there'll be a white inner, and then this will be the skirt also.
That pink you mentioned, Nuko, where is it coming
And then the pink.
Where's the pink? I want to see the pink is I'm asking her.
The pink can just be maybe, let's say, a scarf, a small scarf on a pashmina, and then a blazer.
Have you heard of color riots?
Color blocking. It's also a fashion
That
trend.
is it. We have what we call
defend
color
your
blocking.
It's also a fashion trend.
Veekee, list 3 items you made that you can never ever forget.
3 items I made.
3 outfits actually. 3 outfits you
The
made.
Osas's
I was going to
AMPTA
say
dress.
that. Ah, the best winning.
Which one again? Oh my God, I've made so many.
Bragging rights.
The dress Tiwa Savage wore for her father's burial. It was
That popular.
It was just an
I
Ankara
even
dress,
know the
but
color,
it cost
eh.
Wahala. Go to Tejo Shoyaba, ask them. The fabric has finished because of me.
Yes,
It's my
girl. Yes, girl.
One more
Yes.
would be one dress I made for CY for Love, the fully pearled white dress.
Yes.
Everybody's doing pearls now because of me.
Yes, girl.
Yes, I said it's.
You
I
see
said
that
and
pride
you
now?
know, deep down in your chest.
That pride that comes with knowing how talented you are, I absolutely love it, and I love. And the truth is, Veekee has not. She has always been like this. It's not even as a result of where she has gotten to today. She's always had that confidence, and I feel like that is important wherever you are in life. No, I'm not the aspire to that confidence is important because you would see some artists, by the way, they would sing some songs and if they did not even have the confidence, those songs will never even make it to TikTok. But for the confidence that, this song that jam, they'll put it out there. You see millions of streams and views on YouTube. So confidence is key. Darling, over to you. It was either fashion designing or 3, 2.
Makeup,
No, you told us that one. Give me another one.
fashion designing.
No. Or.
Fashion designing.
Or.
Fashion designing.
Yeah, I mean, that's
The
why
idea.
the fashion designer, you are still not opening on Saturday and Sunday. Eh?
I will let you rest for this Saturday and Sunday.
Veekee, it was either fashion designing or not makeup. You told me that one.
I think makeup and hairstyling.
You told me that one too.
What else that I've done? And I've been a lawyer by force because I talk too much and I can argue. And I've been a lawyer without a degree.
Okay, Dami, list 3 celebrities you would like to work with. 3.
Do you mean in terms of fashion designing?
Yeah, like you would like to style.
I would like to style.
Yeah, you like to see them in your design.
Okay.
No, we have one magic wand here. When you say like this, just see them in your design.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Funke Akindele, Tiwa Savage, and CY for Love.
Round of applause for yourselves, dear fashion designers. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Why did you ask me the celebrities I want to work with?
Veekee, who else?
Beyonce,
Veekee, who else?
Rihanna,
Veekee, who have you not
and
styled?
who else?
Who else?
Beyonce, Rihanna. There's one more person.
Veekee, we are talking about
Cardi B. Beyonce, Rihanna, and Cardi B. And it's happening in the name of Jesus.
Amen. I will call you back on the show and say, Veekee, it was on this show that you said it. Give us our money. Thank you so much for joining us. I absolutely enjoyed this episode. Thank you.
I did
and
too.
I wish you more successes to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Leadway.
And thank you to you, our viewer, our listener, for joining us on today's episode of Level Up. It's been Level Up powered by Leadway. I am Tomike Adeoye, your host. I'll see you on the next episode.